I'm 38, and 6 months ago, I ended my 15-year marriage to my wife, Claire, 36, after finding a hidden folder on her laptop. I need to lay this out, raw and unfiltered, because I'm still unraveling what happened, and wondering if I was too harsh for walking away without looking back. This is long, 30 pages worth, as you asked, but every piece matters to understand how my world collapsed. Claire and I met at 23 and 21 in a dive bar where she was bartending to pay for her master's in literature. I was a junior architect, shy but ambitious, and her sharp wit hooked me instantly. She'd tease me about my boring blueprints, and I'd counter by sneaking her bad poetry I wrote on napkins. We dated for 3 years, got engaged over a rainy camping trip, and married at 26 and 24. No kids. We both wanted freedom to travel, chase careers, and keep life simple. We settled in a small city apartment, filled it with books and plants, and built a life that felt damn near perfect. Friends called us soulmates. We'd finish each other's sentences, plan spontaneous road trips, and talk until dawn about everything: politics, dreams, stupid hypotheticals. Fights were rare, and we always fixed them with honesty. I thought I knew her better than myself. The shift started 2 years ago. Claire got a job as an adjunct professor teaching literature at a local college. She loved it but complained about the workload: late nights, grading, office hours, student emails. She'd come home drained, less interested in our usual rituals like cooking together or watching old sci-fi flicks. I noticed she was glued to her phone, texting with a smile she'd hide when I walked by. She'd lock her laptop, saying it was work stuff, which was new. She used to leave it open on the couch. I asked if she was okay. She'd say she was just stressed and needed space to reconnect with herself. I backed off, thinking I was being supportive. That was my first mistake. Last March, Claire went to a literature conference in Boston for a week. I stayed home working on a big project deadline. One night, I needed a reference file she'd mentioned having, a PDF of building codes. Her laptop was on the dining table, logged in for once. I opened it, searched for the file, and stumbled on a hidden folder buried in her documents labeled MISKB. I clicked, expecting old syllabi or notes. Instead, I found hundreds of screenshots, emails, and a 50-page Word document titled Notes. The document was a diary of her affair with Ryan, a 40-year-old colleague from the English department. It started 3 years ago, right after she began teaching. Ryan was a poet, recently divorced, and their connection began over coffee breaks discussing Woolf and Whitman. Coffee turned to drinks, drinks to late-night texts, texts to kissing in his office. The document detailed everything: hotel stays, secret trips, even sex in the college library after hours. She wrote about feeling alive with Ryan, how he unlocked her passion in ways I never could. She called me steady but uninspiring, said our marriage was a comfortable routine she couldn't break free from. The screenshots were worse: flirty texts, selfies of them in bed, emails planning a future together. One email, dated a week before, said she was ready to leave me, but needed to figure out the timing. She was in Boston with him, not at a panel. I read for hours, my chest tight, the room blurring. 3 years of lies, half our marriage spilled out in her own words. She documented every betrayal, every moment she smiled at me while texting him. I cross-checked dates. Our 13th anniversary dinner, when she'd seemed distracted, matched a text where she told Ryan she wished she was with him. A solo hike last summer? A weekend with Ryan at an inn. I'd been blind, trusting her while she built a second life. When Claire got home, I didn't yell. I copied the folder to a USB drive, closed the laptop, and waited. She walked in, dropped her bag of conference swag, and hugged me like nothing was wrong. I asked, "How's Ryan?" Her eyes darted, and she laughed, said he was just a colleague. I opened the laptop, pulled up the document, and read an entry aloud: June 3, 2022, their first night together. She went still, then collapsed into sobs, saying it was a mistake. that she was lost and Ryan was a fantasy. I asked if it was over. She admitted she'd seen him in Boston, that they'd planned to talk about next steps. I checked her phone. Texts from R confirmed they'd slept together 3 days ago. She was still lying to my face. I spent a week digging. Bank statements showed charges for meals and travel that lined up with her document. Her Google Maps history had pins for hotels and bars I'd never heard of. I emailed Ryan, posing as a concerned friend. He replied, cocky, saying Claire was unhappy with me, and they were figuring things out. He sent a poem she'd written for him, mocking my square life. I found Claire's Reddit account under a throwaway. She'd posted in r/adultery, asking how to balance love for two people. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was public, calculated, a performance I'd been too naive to see. Claire begged me to stay. She quit her job, offered to cut contact with Ryan, suggested therapy. She wrote letters, left voicemails, said she loved me, and was terrified of losing herself in our safe life. Her friends called, saying she was a mess, that I should give her a chance. My brother pushed counseling, said 15 years was too long to throw away. But every time I considered it, I saw her words, steady but uninspiring, and Ryan's smug email. She didn't just cheat, she chose him for years, while I was her fallback. I filed for divorce in April. Our state's laws made it simple, but splitting our life was brutal. I let her keep the apartment. I couldn't stand the memories. I took my savings, half the furniture, and moved to a studio across town. I blocked Claire, her family, and anyone who defended her. Our dog, Luna, came with me. She's my anchor now. Friends are divided. Some say I'm right to protect myself. Others think I'm cold for not trying to rebuild. Claire's sister emailed, saying Claire's in therapy, broken without me. I don't care. She broke us. The fallout's messy. I'm in therapy, grappling with rage and self-doubt. Was I too boring? Did I miss signs? I can't trust anyone now. Every smile feels like a lie. I haven't dated, don't want to. Work's a slog. I'm designing buildings but feel like I'm sketching ruins. Social media's a trap. Claire's vague posts about regret get likes from mutuals, painting me as the villain. I miss the Claire I loved, the one who'd read me poetry, plan stargazing trips, laugh at my terrible puns. But that Claire's gone, if she ever existed. I keep asking myself if I was too quick to end it. Could we have fixed it? Was cutting her off forever too final? But then I remember her document, Ryan's poem, the years she lied while I planned our future. I don't know how to move on, but I know I couldn't stay.